Just say you're trying to buy a $300,000 house.
Trust me, it was hard.
Yeah. And our agent wasn't pressuring us into anything. We just wasn't speaking up. I feel like this is the one. She was like, all right, cool. So we told our agent, hey, put the offer in. Fall through that rain and thunder, okay. See us go win, prevail, okay. Stack in and watch us go get it, okay. Gave her my all and I gave her some reasons. Got through that hot and the cold, call it seasons. I love you, I mean it. You love me, you mean it. What up, y'all? Welcome back to Quay and Lane. Today we are back. Well, this is a vlog. It's supposed to be like a vlog, but it's called The Process, something like that. So this video is, you know, for people who wanna. I'm gonna try my best to make this as quick as possible, but it's probably gonna be like a 20-minute video. I promise you, I'm not gonna try and go over that. If I start talking a little bit too much about one topic, stop me, because I got a whole bunch of. I got a whole bunch of. So yeah, if I do, but. This entire video is probably gonna be about us explaining the process of us buying a house. So if you wanna know the steps and everything like that, I just wanted to do this just to educate a little bit, give y'all a little bit more insight on the entire process. So other than that, it's a long intro already, but other than that, let's get straight to it. All right, starting things off. This is gonna be a one-take video unless I make some mistakes and then I'll have to what's the name. So yeah, the very first thing, we were doing tours. Now, I'm going to be reading off of here because, you know, yeah. So we were doing tours that were self-guided. Yeah. We started that process, just went through, did tours, going into houses, and just touring them ourselves. And then after that, we found a house that we really liked. So we called and they told us that they wanted us to have a good down payment. With the down payment, I wrote it down on here. The lowest down payment you can do is 0%. You ain't got to put nothing down, but that's only for specific situations. So yeah. Honestly, you probably won't qualify for that if I'm being real with you. But the lowest after that is 1%. So with the 1%, and if I'm missing anything, let me know. But with the 1%, there's a chance that you get that. It just depends on the lender and all of this stuff, your situation, really, honestly. And then I would recommend, and I know she would recommend it as well, but we would recommend doing, you know, having enough to do 3%, a 3% down payment. If you can do more, do more. Just save up more. That's the biggest key of everything. So with that math, real quick math type of thing, if you trying to buy just say a $300,000 house, just say you're trying to buy a $300,000 house, 1%, I ain't even gonna do that. But 1% of 300,000 is 3,000. I know I wasn't tweaking. It is 3,000. So whatever math I just did, it is 3,000. So I was right. So with that being said, that's gonna be that if you want that. But a lot of times they're gonna ask for that 3%. Yeah. Which that's
a good median.
Yeah, a good median, because you want to put some money down so that the house drops from 300,000 to 200, and if it's 3%, if you do 3%, that 3% will go to $9,000. So that's 3%. So if you buying a $300,000 house, that drops down to 291,000. You would rather pay over 30 years because it's most likely going to be a 30-year fixed rate. You would want to pay 291,000 over 30 years versus 300,000 over 30 years. Although it is only $9,000, that's what they want. They want to know that you got that backing and that you actually doing something. They're not just giving out houses, you know. Right. So you got to actually put in work for it. So that's as far as that goes. And then they also want you to have 2 years of consistent work. So with the 2 years of consistent work, you got to be on the job. Yeah, you can have you switch jobs. You can do that. As long as, you know, the pay is consistent. You gotta consistent and everything like that. We were doing Uber Eats at a point in time. They did not. If you're doing Uber Eats, you gotta make sure all your taxes and all that stuff is in line. Because if you ain't got your taxes and your 1099 forms and everything, they not rocking with you. They gonna say just wait until you get your 2 years of experience with an actual what's the tax return form where you actually got your tax return. They want that. They want 2 years of tax returns. So if you ain't did no 1099s and you've been doing Uber or DoorDash or delivery driving or picking people up and dropping them off with Uber or Lyft, if you ain't been doing your taxes, they probably ain't gonna talk to you. So that's the situation we was in. We were at our apartment, as y'all know, and then we went and left, and we stayed with my mom's for 2 years. And then within those 2 years, we sat back and we grinded. We went from the Uber Eats and all of that. We went from that, went to FedEx, and we worked at FedEx for 2 years, stayed with my mom's for 2 years. And then, you know, our mom, she helped us out so much in that process. And, you know, she a big part of why this, you know, why we are doing this, because we were allowed to sit back and save up so much money in order to, you know, go and buy our house. So shout out to moms. And then after that, we were about like the moment that since we wanted that house, we were 9 months away from 2 years. So the person that I was on the phone with when we were trying to buy a house originally a year ago, they pretty much showed us, wait the 9 months out, get 2 years of tax returns, because we only had 1 year. That 1 year at FedEx, they said get 2 years, and then they said y'all will be on y'all way. It'll be much easier. So that's what we ended up doing.
Trust me, it was hard.
Yeah.
Working at a job you do not mess with.
Yeah.
But you just got to keep your head down.
Yeah, and keep your head down and just go and work and don't stop, because they gonna look at that. Like any lapses in income, they paying attention to it. They, you know, they don't want to see you off for 3, 4, 5 months, and then you thinking that they're gonna look at you and be like, you was off for 3, 4, 5 months, go work another 3, 4, 5 months. You know, it's gonna look like that depending on what it is. So you gotta make sure you stay consistent with that. We waited till then. I wrote a whole storyline. So we waited till then, but we still traveled to look at houses every few months. So every few months, we would just go and look at other houses and everything like that, just so that we can stay motivated. You know, keep our head in the game and be like, all right, we know what we're doing this for. We already put our information into the app, which is the Zillow app, so we can see how much we be pre-qualified for. So we put both our information in, and then they shot out a number. Say, for example, if our number, I'm just going to say a random number, but say, for example, if our number was 500,000, they spit out that number and say, y'all can afford a 500,000. You had to put in all your information, like what job you work, how much you make, all of that stuff. They spit out a number and they say 500,000. That is not that's not our number. I'm not going to tell you if it's higher or if it's lower, but say they spit out 500,000. They spit that 500,000 out, and then that's what we'll be pre-qualified for. So there's two things. I'm pretty sure I wrote that next. There's a pre-qualification and there's a pre-approval. Pre-qualification is just, you know, something that they allow you to do so that you can be able to see what you could possibly afford if you actually do want to do it. And a pre-approval, that's the real thing. That's the thing. Once you get pre-approved to buy a house and they give you that amount, say, for example, if our pre-approval amount was 500,000, we would be able to go and openly shop houses that's around that range, 500,000 and less. That's pretty much the range you want to go. If you get pre-approved for 500,000, stay in that less range and everything like that. Especially because you got to look at a lot of different other factors as well. So typically when you get pre-approved, the pre-qualification is just to get you in the app and get you excited about everything. The pre-approval, that lasts 3 months, 90 days. Once those 90 days pass up, you have to go through and get another pre-approval, because it only lasts 90 days, because they got to recheck your income. They got to recheck this. They got to recheck that. So you got 90 days to go find you a house and go buy. After that entire process, they connected us with their mortgage officer. We spoke to him about our specific situation, because our situation was different from other people's and stuff. And then he then asked if there was a specific house we had in mind. We did. He then said he is going to crunch the numbers and see what the numbers would look like. He went back, he did his job, he called us, let us know, hey, this is what y'all pre-approved for. We can do this. And I'm like, cool, let's do it. He then got back to us with our official pre-approval. We got the official pre-approval letter. Then he connected us with an agent. Shout out to Troy. That's our agent. That's our agent forever, our agent. He a real one. So yeah, that's what happened with that. And then we got into contact with our agent, spoke to him about our situation, let him know everything that we had going on, what we wanted to do, what we looking for and everything. We then told our agent we were going to go and tour houses that upcoming weekend. As soon as we met our agent, we said we pulling up this weekend. We went, met our agent, toured about 10 plus houses. I think it was like 14 of them. Because I think it was 15.
He wanted to do way more.
Yeah, it was 15 houses at first. Then one of them, they was on some BS or something like that. And then it was 14. So I think it was 14. The actual number was 14. So we went to her 14 houses, all within those 3 days. None of them were what we were looking for. Because majority of them was 2-story homes. We wanted a 3-story home.
Yeah, 3-story.
What I suggest for y'all at that step right there is, please, if you doing that, bro, do not play no games. Don't go. That was a waste of time for us. When we went, those houses were nice. You know, they were nice, but it ain't what we wanted. Because, and that's another thing too. Talk to your agent. We just met our agent. We was cool with him. It was like we were on the phone. We talking to him. He cool, super cool. But then me knowing the person that I am, I wasn't trying to step on no toes. And she wasn't going to do the same thing either with the thing of the stuff that we wanted. So we told our agent, he asked us, what do y'all want in the house? I'm going to find y'all the house that y'all want. And we was like, all right, cool. We had our whole list. We had a whole list of houses. Our agent went through and was like, I ain't gonna lie, y'all houses are all around the entire map of this state. He was like, so I'm gonna put it in for a filter because our agent lives here. So he knows the areas, and we told him the areas we want to be in, the areas we don't want to be in. He knows these areas. So there was some areas we wanted to be in. He was like, no. And we like, all right, cool, we respect it. We don't live here, you do. So whenever it came down to that, the thing that I would have loved for us to do so we wouldn't have wasted time when we came down here, wasted time and money when we first came down here, I would have went through and literally said, we ain't doing no 2-story homes. We don't want that. I say out of the 14 houses we toured, I say about 12 of them were 2-story homes. And that was the thing where I was like, man, they were big houses. But there was just 2 stories, no basement.
Yeah.
Some of them, I say about half of them had basements, but they only had an upstairs floor and a basement. And then other ones had just the upstairs, downstairs, no basement. The other 2 houses that we saw that had all 3 levels, one of them I remember, that one didn't have a finished basement. It was like not finished. I ain't talking about that one. I ain't talking about that one, but it was that one where it just was like that super nice house. It was like a cute house. It was like cute. Had that pole in the middle. I don't know if you remember that, but yeah, it had like a pole in the middle. Yeah.
Was it that, like
where we got them waters from? It was a big island in the middle.
What?
It was a big island in the middle, and then they had water sitting on the island.
Water sitting on the island?
Yeah, waters. Yeah.
No, I don't remember.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we're just gonna move on from there. Yeah. So that was that one. So that's how it was. So that's what I'm telling y'all. Do not waste no time. If you know you have a need, you have needs and wants, don't be afraid to push your needs out there.
Right.
If you need to have, it's your preference, it's your money that you spending. So don't be pressured. And our agent wasn't pressuring us into anything. We just wasn't speaking up. That's on us.
Right.
We knew we wanted a 3-story home, but when he was sending us all these homes, we like, maybe we can work with a 2-story. When we went there, when we got here, we were just like, nah, we not feeling none of these houses that we looking at because they were all 2 stories and everything. And we was like, and he knew that we wanted a 3-story, but we said we can compromise with a 2-story as long as it's what we want. But even when we went and looked at those 2 stories, it wasn't what we wanted. So I would say just do a mixture of switching it up a little bit, but make sure you keep what you really need and really want into the equation.
Right.
So, yeah, that was that. We then told, after that, when we came here and we looked at those homes and stuff like that, we came back and we told our agent, we was like, hey, we're going to be coming back in 3 to 4 days. That's what we told him. We said, we coming back in 3 to 4 days. And we let them know that we're going to be looking at 3-story homes. It ain't gonna be the 2-story. We like, hey, it's gonna be 3 stories. That's what we want. We, he put a new filter in, and that's all it was on there was 3-story homes, and that was it. That was all. Some of them were 2-story, but that was some. If it was 12 houses that we was going to look at, probably 2 or 3 of them was 2-story, just in case, you know. So our agent had found one house that we so Bay and our agent had found one house. It was dang near at the same time. They found one house that was just amazing. It was a house that was on the lake. Y'all seen it. It's in the vlog. I'm gonna put that up right there. But yeah, y'all go check out that vlog. It was that house. Bay and our agent had found that house right there. And then that's when I'm like, yeah, we finna go. And then Bay had found another house. You remember that house that had the it was like white and gold kitchen, the big island. Yeah, found that. But the problem with that yeah, the backyard was just super slanted, and it was it was a decent amount. Like I think it was about an acre, but it was super slanted, and it was like we was gonna have to grade the backyard. It was gonna be a lot of work for the backyard and everything, but the house on the inside was just amazingly amazing, like super modern, what we really wanted and everything.
And it fit our theme too.
Yeah, 100% fit our theme. So that was the problem with that one. So she found that one, and she found another one. That was the other one that she found was the one that our agent had found as well. So then I told our agent, I said, hey, we found these two houses. We want to go. We want to go. We coming back in 3 to 4 days. He like, keep looking at houses, and keep sending me houses and stuff so I can get it mapped out for us so that we know what order we going in and everything like that. And then he said, then after that, he said, I want you guys to look for more houses. He said, because I don't want you guys to just come down here and only be trying to look at 2 to 3 houses.
Right.
So we was like, all right, cool, we got you. So probably that night had went by, and then I found this house, the house that we sitting in now. I had found this one, and then after that, I was like, yes, we most definitely gonna come down here to see this one as well. So then we come down here to the one that fit our theme super heavy. I just was looking up a lot of information with that house. It either sold. Yeah, I think it sold on us. It got sold. Somebody bought it. So that, unfortunately, that house, we just never went to go see that one because it sold.
Yeah.
And then and then I'm gonna continue with this. This house had just hit the market. This house had just hit the market as well. So it was fresh. So we got down here and toured those 2 specific houses. We toured this one and we toured the other one that Bay and our agent had found. And then we toured more because, like I said, our agent was like, I ain't finna come down here just to look at 2 houses. We was like, all right, cool. We saw both of the houses we found, and I knew from there it was that this one was the one. I knew it from, it was the one. At first, we seen the other house first. I was like, yeah, this one is it. But then when we came over here to look at this one, I said this one is it. Bae was in love with both of them. She left the decision up to me. She was like, hey, honestly, you go ahead, you do. She said, because I can't pick in between them. And I was like, I will make that decision for you, and I will be happy to. So that's,
you made the right one.
Yeah, made the right decision because of the, just everything that just come down to it. It's like this house was just the best combination of everything.
A little bit of everything.
It had a little bit of everything. Like our mom always said it a lot. She'd be like, I know a little about a lot, so, and that's what this house got, a little with a lot of everything that we wanted, so checked every box. So after that, after we saw this one, I was amazed. Me and Bae, we went, got some food, talked about it. We said, this is it. Like I said, she was still on that side of it, but I was like, hey, I feel like this is the one. She was like, all right, cool. So we told our agent, hey, put the offer in. So he was like, are you sure? He asked us, are we sure, about 2-3 times? And we was like, yes, put it in, go ahead. He was really trying to, he was like, hey, and shout out to him, man, because he's such a blessing. He's so amazing. Shout out to him. Because he was not trying to pressure us to buy nothing. He was like, literally, after we got done touring them other houses that he had made us tour because he didn't want us to come down here and just look at 2. After we got done touring those houses, he literally was like, hey, you guys go back. Once you guys get back home, call me, text me, anything. Let me know when you guys are ready. He said, if you want to come back down here and look at houses. He wasn't in no rush to do nothing, So shout out to him. After that, he contacted us to see what we wanted the closing dates to be. He suggested we did it on March 20th, which is Bae's birthday. That was a Friday. It was Bae's birthday, March 20th, and everything like that. That's when he suggested to do it. He didn't even know that was Babe's birthday. Well, I'm pretty sure he knew it just slipped his mind because we literally just met.
Right.
So that was that. After that, we switched our lenders and then began the process of filling out these documents and everything like that. We were reading and doing a lot of DocuSigns and all of that stuff that our new lender wanted. So after that, we also had to send a lot of documents like proof of work. You have to show proof that you actually worked at where you claim you worked. Proof of our bank account statements. They want all that stuff because they need to check the trail of where the money is coming from. And it was all that good stuff. They want to see a consistent money trail, work history, and your debt to income ratio. So if you have debt, college debt, they looking at all that. Trust me. Neither of us have. I had college debt. I paid it off during that 2 to 3 year span. I paid it off. We had our car. We paid that off as well. If you have debt, like a car that you ain't got paid off, if you got college debt, if you got any type of debt, credit card debt, and it's heavy and it's like, 3, 4, 5,000. If you in that type of college debt, that will impact how much you will be able to borrow from the lender. So it's either you get that debt knocked out the way or get it knocked down because they gonna look at that with your situation or your situation, however you doing it. So just make sure that debt gets knocked down a lot, because if you don't knock that debt down a lot, they gonna take that into consideration, and they is gonna, like she just did, is gonna hit your hand. And at the ending of the day, you want to get what you want to get. You don't want it to be no goddamn thing where you sitting there and you like, man, we really want this, but your debt, you can do it with debt. You can, trust me, you can do it, but you ain't gonna be able to go as high. Like if I had the car debt and I had my college loans, the college debt, we probably would not be in this house, just because they look at that type of stuff, So like I said, just try to knock your debt off if you have any. A few weeks went by with our agent negotiating with the previous homeowner's agent. And they were negotiating and everything. So a few weeks went by. And then also during those couple weeks, we had to continue to get more and more information for our lender, and we had to DocuSign more documents too. So you are just like during that process, yes, it's a lot of reading and tapping, sign, reading, tapping, sign. Being real, did I read everything? No. Did she read everything? No. When you're doing it, you go through, in my opinion, read it if you want to. That's going to be you. But when you're doing it, read, and if you're not going to read it, read and search for important things. Things that I looked a lot for numbers. I already know how the game is going to go whenever it comes down to these clauses. If we don't pay, you coming for us. I already got it. It was a lot of ways of saying that from what I noticed about it and everything. But I looked for a lot of numbers and everything and important things when I would go through and read and before we signed and everything like that. So that's how I did it. But y'all can do it the way that y'all want to do it. But like I said, just look for numbers. Don't get played with none of those. So as far as that goes, our agent was negotiating with their agent, with the previous homeowner's agent and everything like that. We gonna keep a lot of those negotiations to ourselves because we ain't gonna put all that type of stuff out there. But it was a little resistance, but we worked it all out. Yeah, it was a little resistance.
The only little scary part of the process,
right? Because it's not up to us. Our part is done. They gotta work out their side of things, and with them working out their side of things, we can't tell them what to do. They gonna do what they want to do. It's their house at the moment. So if they say no to something, it's no, and now we gotta come back to the drawing board, figure it out. So it was them that was that was pushing the process along, but we stayed diligent and just kept our head down and stayed positive. So a lot of that'll happen because our agent even looked at us and was like, you got to think about it. Think about it as if this is your house and you getting ready to sell it. That's the position that they in. They don't want to just let it go for you're not gonna do it. They don't want to do that, So that's that. The house was still on the market even after our offer was put in, because the previous owners wanted to wait on more offers. They wanted to wait on more offers, which it is what it is, you know. They waited, then accepted our offer. Everything got signed and pushed through. After that, all we had to do with the next couple of weeks was work and stack more money until the 20th of March arrived. They asked if we could push the date to the 22nd of March. We of course accepted it, because it's like, we're fine. We could do that. We did that. We then had to get an inspection for our house, which we could add certain things onto the inspection. And the inspector went and inspected, did what he, did. We added a couple extra things. They'll send you a little thing where it says, all right, do you just want the inspection? You can add this. There's about a list of 10 things that you can add. We added a few of the things, because some of the things that, just wasn't necessary. And then you went from there. That you have to pay that right away. That fee, you have to pay that right away. So it ain't no, oh, it's going to be wrapped in. No, you got to pay that one right away. And I would say look into paying about, depending on what the inspector inspecting, we added more. So we paid around $1,000 for it and everything like that. So that is going to really cost you. So make sure you're doing that. But at base pay, if you don't add anything, I'll say about $400 to $500 from what I can remember. So yeah, that's that. The date came for the inspector to inspect. He did that. Our agent then went back into negotiations with the previous owners, because once the inspector finds, the inspector is going to be very nitpicky, which is good. Our inspector was very nitpicky. I don't know about anybody else's inspector, but this man was literally recording, oh, this door don't close. Everything. Like, he seen a little crack in the tile, he taking a picture of it, which you want them diligent. You want them up on that type of stuff. So he really did a great job at doing his job and everything like that. So that was that. That's why our agent had to go back to the drawing board and talk to the previous owner's agent. We want to do this. So that was that. After that, all terms were accepted. They went, did everything that we asked them to do after the inspector came through. They went and did that. So then everything got accepted and went through. Then we had to get an appraisal done on the house. They did that. An appraisal is somebody coming out and looking through the entire house and pretty much checking the value of the house. Sitting back and saying, all right, is this house what it's valued at selling for? Pretty much that's what they doing. They went through, did that, confirmed the value of everything. Then after all that, we had to wait about a week before our closing date, because that time that went by, it was probably 2 to 3 weeks that went by, and our closing date was right there. It was a few days before our closing date. They allowed us to send in a down payment before the closing date. So we sent in a down payment probably like 2-3 days, I believe, before that Monday that came. And then we then did the packing. I'm gonna put the thumbnail up of the packing video, the packing vlog that we did. So y'all go check that out. We also did the moving. Us getting down here. The U-Haul road trip. That's that vlog. I'm putting that up on the screen as of right now. It was a lot.
Work
it was a lot. Yeah, it was a lot. One thing that I do suggest, we did it just because we wanted to. We did Black Friday shopping. So a lot of our stuff that we got in our house, Black Friday. It was for Black Friday. I don't suggest that. I just wait. It's so much stuff that you would have to, you would save up a lot of money and everything like that. But in my opinion, just wait. Because you don't want to have to, especially with our move, we were moving pretty far. We're moving pretty far away. So you got to haul all that. And then guess what? You got to take it all out. So, and then if you don't have anybody with you, we have people with us. Shout out to my moms, Kari, Sonny. Those are my brothers. Even Chloe, our dog. Shout out to all of them, because without them, the process, we would probably still be doing stuff now, so appreciate them. Shout out to them. So yeah, I'm gonna put all them video links down below, so y'all go check those out. We got down here, looked through the house one more time, then we went to close on our new home. We got to the closing table. That's where we met our lender. So at the closing table, it was our lender, the previous owners, their agent, and the attorney, they were all really nice, cool, yeah, they were amazing. It was just like, it was a great experience. It was like we knew each other, you know. Right. And we never spoke before at all. So it was just amazing just to, except for our lender. We spoke to our lender, of course, because, you know, that's, you know, so, but other than that, they agent and they, and the previous owners, we never spoke to them before. We never had no contact with them at all. So, that was that, but it was just like so cool. They were so cool to be around and everything like that. They were giving us tips on this, tips on that, tips on this, tips on that. You know, our experience was pretty smooth. I'm pretty sure not all the experiences is going to be like that, but take our experience as a positive experience so that when you are looking, you can keep that positive energy and stuff. It's not going to be easy. Right. It's going to be stressful. Our agent and, you know, our mom told us, she was like, she said, it's very stressful, you know, because when my mom's bought her house, she was just telling me it was very stressful, but she said it worked out. Our agent said, this is going to be a very big part of you guys' life. You're going to want to cry, laugh, smile, be happy, be mad, all at the same time. And he said, it's going to take you there. And literally, all those emotions, he wasn't lying. Our mom wasn't lying. We wanted to do all of those all at once. It was like, it's going to take you there. But keep a positive attitude. Make sure everything is lined up. Yeah. Another big tip. If you don't have certain things lined up, you could take some of the things that I said, that we said in this video, and be like, all right, I got that. If it's one thing that you don't have, please do not put yourself through that process until you have that one thing, because if you put yourself through that process, all you're going to be is disappointed at the ending of it, because you're going to be sitting there, you're going to be like, damn, I don't got that. It's like, just wait. You got the time. Just wait, right. You know? Yeah, tomorrow ain't promised, but live life, man. Go get it done. Knock it out the park. You got it. You know, so that's that. From there, all we had to do was sign about 20 to 30 documents while being explained every document we were signing. So they would, the attorney would sit there and he'd be like, this right here is and he'd say what it means and what I'm signing, what she's signing. I sign mine, slide it over to her. She assigned hers, and then the previous owners, they were doing the exact same thing. He was like, and then this over here is for you guys. You guys sign this states that, and then they would do the same exact thing. Then after that, we departed. Our agent gave us our key, and then we took care of a few things before we got home, which you guys will see in a vlog in the upcoming weeks. So y'all stay tuned for that, and then y'all will see that in the vlog, in one of the vlogs in the upcoming weeks and everything. That was pretty much the entire process. If y'all have any questions, let us know, and we'll most definitely try our best to get back to you as fast as possible. You can comment them. If it's something that's like really like deep into anything, we'll, you know, hit you up on like a social media app or something like that. It's on the screen. Like, I think it should be right here, or it's over here about there or something like that. But yeah, we'll hit you up on the social media, or y'all just hit us up on the social media if you want to ask a more personal question, and we'll most definitely help you out with that. Yeah. Because we did it. So since we did it, we can be able to help you with anything, any question that you have. So feel free to ask anything. Again, not everybody's process is going to be this smooth, this easy. I believe the date was February 26th when we came down, when we were looking at the house, the very first house, and then we ended up buying it. We ended up going through the entire process, probably like March. It was around, I feel like it was like, we closed March 22nd. So it only took us a month to really find our house, really. But it wasn't even a month. We went 2 times. It was about in the span of 1 to 2 weeks that we had to, you know, do all of that. So our process was pretty quick, pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Not everybody's process is going to be like that. But our process was, even our lender said that the people that she worked with literally said, hey, where did you find these 2 from? Because they are so up on it. They not playing. It was like, she said something about me. She was like, they were like, whenever I asked Jaquaven, that's my name, my real name. When she was like, one of the people that I work with said, whenever I ask Jaquavion for a document, he gets it to me right away. Don't slack.
Right.
You have the documents. That's why I said, make sure you have it all. You have the documents.
Right.
Get it to them.
They trying to get it done too.
Yeah, they trying to get it done because they got to get, being real, right. They got to get paid
money,
too.
Yeah, they money, yeah.
You want your house. Go get your house. You know what I'm saying? So be up on it. You see something, don't sit there and be like, I'll do it tomorrow. No, do it now. They sent you it. You got to do it now. Go do it now and get it done, especially if you have it. If you don't have it, talk to them about it. See what they can say. Some things may change within the contracts and everything like that. But if you have it, send it right away. Because I won't lie to you. While we were driving back home, we switched our lenders in the middle of that entire process driving home. So when we did that, I'm on the road, literally sending documents, signing e-documents. I'm doing whatever it takes so that we can make sure that this process is easy. Answering phone calls, Bay holding the phone for me while I'm talking, Bay signed it, helping. She reading it to me. We doing everything possible on the road, stopping at food places for a little bit just so that I can do a little bit more of everything. So it was like getting it done. You know, that was the biggest part about it all. So like I said, just get it done. Send it. You got it, send it right away. Don't play around with it or nothing. So like Bay said, they trying to get it done too. So
in a way, the process can be long-winded in a way, but at the ending it will be all worth it.
It'll be worth it. Yeah,
goodness, it'll be worth it.
It'll be 100% worth it. Yeah, it's
one of the biggest purchases that you're gonna make
in your life. Honestly, it's a huge purchase because you ain't gonna find no car that's as much as a house, depending on what you're searching for, of course. But that's how it is. That's our process of that. That is how everything happened for us when we went through the process of buying our house. So with that being said, y'all, we hope y'all enjoyed this entire thing. And like I said, if y'all have any questions, comment them. We'll be quick and fast in a hurry to get back to you. If it's anything more personal, hit us up. We'll try our best to, help you out in any way possible. So, anything else you want to say?
Nope.
Other than that, man, we're up out of here. We appreciate y'all for everything. Hey, man, if y'all enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that like button, comment down below.
Anything y'all want, we highly appreciate it.
Share all of our videos. And don't be stingy. And please make sure I hit that subscribe button, plus the bell, so y'all get notified every single time we drop a video. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching.
Just a little work, we can fix you. Guess I'm really flawed and I cannot forget you. Damn. Let's go. That's a good thing, though. And we got time to work it out.